So I'm waiting to see if it'll let me go live, because it didn't let me go live before. I had to restart everything. Okay. So I'm on here as I finish up my work. I'm gonna be finished with it. You know, it's gonna be fine and everything. But where did I put that information for class? There we go. Let me finish this up too. Okay, so anyway, I think I'm about to fail my class, or do have like a kind of bad grade. And let me tell you why. When you're in these classes, this is one of these classes. It's called effective teaching or some crap. Hi, Kelly. And one of the things that's really in right now is called culturally responsive teaching. Hi, Bashan. So let me tell you why. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. And it's all about dealing with your biases and all this other stuff in reference to teaching, right? And hey, Jen. And they're teaching you all these techniques and, having rapport with your students and all this other bullshit, right? So one of my final questions is this. Now, let me tell you what I'm supposed to do. I had to do this 15 to 20 minute video of me teaching a new subject, right? Something new. Now, hi Chantel, when you're teaching something new, there's a certain thing you're doing. You teaching a fucking concept, right? So it's like all this bullshit. Anyway, so I've done all the work on my plan. Now let me tell you first off, my teacher, my professor, there's like 2 or 3 professors teaching this, and they all teach it together. We have to do a lesson plan, right? So I said, can I, use my slide deck for it? No, I need you to script it out, because they said they wanted to script it out, right? Now, so then I go and I'm looking at this video, because there was a video of one of the other professors that we could use as reference to say how to do it, to make sure we're hitting the exemplars. And it certainly said that I could use a PowerPoint. Now, I think my professor said this is because my midterm sucked. But my midterm, and I explained this to her when I finally talked to her, I knew it was going to be bad because I had been sick for over a week, and I had one day to film because it was due that Monday, and I don't teach on Fridays. So I came in on a Thursday, and I had to do something because I didn't want it to turn it in late. So I turned it in. So anyway, that's one thing. Hold on. Yes, doctor. Huh? They going at it again? Yeah, right now. Where? Oh shit, I gotta go. It's time for 6815 theater. I'll be back. I'll see y'all in a minute. Is it loud? Yeah, it's loud. Oh, they went back in, didn't they? I mean, just this moment. Literally just I still hear them. 6815 theater. How can you not hear them? I can't hear a damn thing. Okay, I'll be right back, y'all. They were like, take us. But then, okay, because then I'll just feel, okay. Let's see what's going on in the hallway. It might not be going on right now. They might be done. Oh, they quiet now. They went back in. They went back in. Y'all was about to hear my neighbors. The police was already here this morning. Okay. Y'all gonna be trying to get me to travel with y'all. Okay. The police is already here this morning. Okay, so with this class, they got all these techniques. I'm talking about how to build rapport with your students and everything, right? So, I have a reflection piece that I have to do for this final, which is 60% of my grade. And it says, rapport. In this lesson, how did you use techniques from this course to demonstrate mutual respect for, rapport with, and responsiveness to students with varied needs and backgrounds? Now, I'm teaching a lesson, something brand new. There is no responsiveness to them because all I need them to do is take notes and practice. And then once I see how they did, then I can respond. Does that make sense? Because I do have 3 different levels of students in here. But, depending on what it is, some of them might get something easier. So you got to shift these groups based on those type of things, right? Please give concrete examples from the video along with timestamps. So I was honest on this section, and then I'm about to be honest on this other fucking section. Well, I got to see what lie I told them earlier. So here's what I wrote. What the hell? Whereas I could be, yes, see what I'm saying? Whereas, yeah, it's such bullshit. Now don't get me wrong. I get it. So I just told them the truth. I said, whereas I could be dishonest and list techniques, honestly, I have a natural rapport with students. I begin the year establishing a mutual respect through a student inventory I have all students fill out every year to get a feel for them. I am a firm but caring teacher, and my students sense that and work hard. I do not let my students sit in a space of failure, but help them strive to excel. Most come to my class thinking they cannot do math, but when they leave, they know they can do math far better than they ever imagined. Hey, as I learn my students, I scaffold to meet them where they are, but nudge them in a way that they want to do more. This video will not show my responsiveness because this was teaching new material and the focus is the new skill. This class has 3 different levels of learners, and based on exit ticket data, we'll have 3 different skill levels ready. I tell my students a teacher that cares will push you to greatness and will not back down even when you push back. A teacher that doesn't care will make it easy to get you out of their class. My students know I care. I am sure this is not the answer expected and will probably affect my grade, but in my classrooms, my students rise. Right? I mean, I don't need y'all techniques to get my students, to teach my students, and for my students to know that I care, and for respect in my classroom. I don't need any of these techniques. I wasn't lacking in these things. So what you want me to do? Fucking lie? Hey, cousin. Then they want me to talk about a bias or commonly held belief I have, and how I have self-monitored my way. Well, I gotta go find what the fuck I said, y'all, because really I told them a lie. Because when we're talking about, here's the biases that culturally responsive teaching talks about, right? Is gender bias, racial bias, socioeconomic biases, right? That we walk into these spaces with. I don't have those biases. I teach Black children. And even if I taught any child, I would still feel the same way. I've taught white children. I've taught every color. I've taught children. And my bias is not that they cannot perform or some are going to perform better than others. I don't have that bias. I don't have gender biases. I don't think that boys are smarter than girls or girls are smarter than boys or any of those things, or that little Black boys can't learn or whatever the fuck is out there. I don't do any of those. And I don't have any issues with, gender fluidity or gender choice or whatever. I don't care about any of those things. I support everybody's right to be whoever they are at whatever age they know who they are. And I don't say they identify, but they know who they are, right? Socioeconomic. I don't think a little poor child doesn't have the ability or capability to learn as well as their more well-heeled, got money. I don't have none of that. I'm supposed to talk about a bias I have and how I've been unlearning it based on what I've learned in class. Well, I ain't got these fucking biases. So the biases you're looking for, I don't exist in me. I'm not a perfect person, but when it comes to being biased about somebody, I'm not biased about those things. I'm not biased. I don't walk into spaces and automatically think, especially about children. I don't think things about them. I don't have this belief that they can't learn. Whether they come in from whatever circumstances they come from, I think they all have the ability to learn and to rise to wherever they can rise to. Now, if they have certain intellectual disabilities, so they can still learn. They might not be able to learn as much as somebody else, but they're still going to learn. So that's what I know. So it's like, what the fuck you want me to tell you? Exactly. The assumption, and I mean, yes, now my biases ain't got shit to do with kids. I am biased against adults. Now I might have some motherfucking biases about some adults. I'd be judgy as a motherfucker. But when it comes to children, I don't carry those biases, and I don't heap biases on them. And I don't even heap the biases on them based on their parents. And I don't have assumptions about parents because of anything, socioeconomic, race, none of that. I don't have any of those things, and I don't have a bias. Now, once you show me who you are, then I act accordingly. But I don't walk in with the bias that, oh, these kids, they gonna be fucked up because of this. I ain't got the biases. So I know this is going to affect my grade because my answers is not going to be what they want. But it's the truth. And the thing is that come to my classroom. Ask my students. And I'm supposed to got to film another goddamn thing that they want me to film before the end of this quarter. They better do it quick because we're going to be out soon. Because they talking about they want me to film something else in December. And I don't even know. But I think the thing is, it's supposed to be like, oh, we're going to just give you a date. And we're just going to see what you're doing. Like give you short notice. I don't know. So I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to put my comments in and I'm going to, like now I got to figure out what lie I told them earlier. But here's the truth. I got to figure out what I even told them because they're saying I need to restate my bias or commonly held belief. I'm like, I don't, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I didn't give them one. And I can tell that they don't read things. Hi, Karen. I can tell that they don't read things unless it fits into what they're talking about is, because they never respond to anything like that, right? My first class asked about an impact. What impacted you? What can you say? What teacher impacted you? So they were looking for positive, role models. Well, my story was about my first taste of racism. They never said shit to me about that. We're talking about culturally responsive teaching, and I'm talking about racism from the time I was at 10 years old. Yet that wasn't even discussed. They discussed all kind of bullshit, things that people wrote and all this positive role models, but they never discussed that. But this is what we're talking about: culturally responsive teaching based on the biases that are out there. Well, I understand biases because I dealt with biases as a kid. So because of the things that I experienced, I understand them, and I don't put those biases on a child. So I guess I'm gonna have to tell them that, because what you're looking for from me, I can't give you, and that's just the truth of it. What they're looking for me to tell them, I can't give them. You know where my biases lie in is in looking at when I see t- teachers of a different race in my schools and watching how they, relate to my kids, to my children, because these are my children. And if I sense that they are just here for the paycheck and don't give a fuck about them, that's not a bias. Let's just tell them the truth. And that's what this whole thing is about. Culturally responsive teaching, let's just be honest, is for people of different ethnicities that are trying to teach brown and black kids based on their biases that they have. And you can have like, and even though, let me say, because I got it, there's a woman in my class who was talking out, and she has a socioeconomic bias. You can hear it in her voice. I didn't understand this neighborhood, but that ain't me. I grew up in the suburbs, but I ain't got no biases about the hood. Some of the most lovely people I know come from the hood. So I'm a little frustrated, and I know this is going to affect my grade. So this is going to bring my GPA down. And then I'm looking at my video, and because they wanted to see my students and see their reactions, I had to pull the video back. So they really can't see what I'm writing on the board. I know that's going to be a problem too. And I asked them about that. I said, I'm filming from a phone. In order for me to give you all that you want, I have to film kind of far away. I could zoom the damn thing in, but I can't edit. I'm not supposed to edit it. Because when I edited before so they could actually see my work, then I was told that they couldn't see the students. So now they're going to see the students, and they're not going to see really what I'm writing on the damn board. I hope I spoke loud, so I'm a little frustrated right now. I'm not going to stay on here long because I need to get back and just finish this shit up and turn it in. And make sure I give them what they want. So, good, we'll see what happens. And by the way, I was looking at this and I said, man, my butt is big. Every time I look at these videos, that's why sis gonna have to do something like this. 2 more weeks till break, babe. Yes, 2 more weeks. It's not even that. It's this damn class. I can deal with school. This is fucking class. And then I still have to do one more assignment. And then I'm going to have to, listen, I still have to do one more assignment, which is some fucked up ass reflection. I'm so tired of reflecting. It's like, what? And if you're a new teacher, those are things that or if you're not real comfortable with teaching, I get it. I really do. But it's just like frustrating to tell me that I've got to come up with, point out in a video where I'm just teaching a class. You tell me to teach a new skill. So if you wanted to see me dealing with students and responsive, then this shouldn't have been me teaching a new concept. It should have been me teaching, reteaching something or reinforcing or something. Yeah, it's a lot going on. I still have one more final to do. That's due next week, and then there's another last thing for this class. So next weekend I'll be writing and annotating again. All right, y'all. I'm not gonna keep y'all. Let me get to this. But I just had to, I just needed to vent for a second. Let me go back to this. I'm gonna go drink me some water and get back to it. Oh, I guess I'll drink my coconut water. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for listening for a little bit. Okay.